This is Eric Ross with the Hellzapoppin Circus Sideshow. I'm a performer, I'm also a magician, a oddity collector, a true crime novice and collector, and it's pretty much my life right now is circus and collecting. Yeah.
So you're pretty well known in the magic community as well as the sideshow and freak show community, whatever you want to call it. Tell me how you got started with both magic and sideshow, from swallowing swords to breathing fire and all that good stuff.
So it started with magic. I started doing magic when I was a kid. I was still in high school. I had seen a David Blaine TV show when I was a kid. Actually, it wasn't a TV show. It was his TV show, but on DVD. And my dad and I, my mom, we went to back when you used to go to the store to rent movies, like Blockbuster. We went into one of those, found a David Blaine DVD, rented it, and I fell in love with magic. And I said, I want to learn this stuff. And I started going to the local library, getting books on beginner magic. And this was before YouTube or any of that stuff, you know. So started reading, studying magic, and then did that for years. Still do it. I was probably 15 when I started, 14, 15. And now I'm 33, still doing it. But over the years of doing magic, we would go to conventions or you just meet people and entertaining. And I'd meet other magicians or performers that would do sideshow, and they would teach me things here and there. So it started with just learning a couple sideshow things from like blockhead, glass eating, things like that. And before I knew it, over the years, I just had this plethora of sideshow stunts along with my magic. And so I met this with Hellzapoppin now. It's a touring freak show, the largest touring freak show in the world. NASCAR actually hired me for an event to do magic for NASCAR for the drivers in the infield party back in 2013. Hellzapoppin was also performing there. They were hired to perform there as well. That's where I met them. And then, you know, we hung out, kicked it, we got to know each other, and then stayed in touch over the years. And then back in 2017, they contacted me saying that they were looking for another performer. And originally they wanted me to do magic, so they brought me out to do magic. And when I was out showing them some magic stuff and doing magic stuff, they asked me if I knew any sideshow stuff. So I showed them some of the stuff I do, which is some of the stuff I still do in the show, which is all the needles, the deep tissue piercing, the giant skewers called fakir. And they said, hey, man, like the magic's great, but can you do the needles for us too? And I said, yeah. So here we are, still doing it. We're here right now. We got the stage behind us. We're here in Flint, Michigan at the Machine Shop.
Oh, okay. That's
world famous machine shop here in Flint.
Come on, people! Let me hear you.
Hold on, we got some. They're double checking audio here.
Oh, okay.
Check.
Just take a minute.
Yeah.
All right, that's all good.
But yeah, started with magics, and then met these guys. Here I am. On and off with them. We got this guy over here. I've been with these guys since 2017, man. So it's been good. It's my, it's the tour family. We're on tour right now. We've got a few weeks left here. We're 4 weeks left on this tour. We get to go home for about
3 weeks,
couple weeks, and then go back. We just ended a 9 week run. Only went home a month, came back.
What is it, like back to back days until you get like one day off or something like that?
Yeah. So like this, like right now we got what is it, five days, 1 day off, and then 6 days, and we get 2 days off. But it's like 5 days straight, 1 day off, 6 days, 2 days off, and then another run. So it's pretty consistent, and it's just, you know, we do the same stuff every night, from glass walking, needles, there's sword swallowers, fire breathers, fire eaters. We got jugglers. We got the half man here. This is Shorty. Shorty wants to say hi to the people.
Hi to the people. What's up, guys? How you doing?
How's it
Shorty,
going,
buddy?
Can't tell I'm a half man. I'm behind the table. But trust me, I am a half man. You're now unbelievable.
So, you know, we got, you know, you and I met years ago, man. When I first started collecting, I think it was 2015, probably.
Yeah. I know I started in 2010.
Yeah, and then I met you after you did that. We met, and then it's funny because you got Shorty into collecting as well. Shorty collects some stuff now. You sold Shorty his first few items as well.
Oh, really?
What did I buy from him?
This what he buy from you recently? It was some gangster stuff.
Is he-
I'm not sure. Maybe some Henry Hill or.
The Henry Hill ashes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got 2 of the Henry Hill ashes. I got one for me, and then another one as a birthday present for a buddy of mine. And
Hmm.
he flipped out when I gave it to him.
Yeah, I bet.
I handed it to him, and he opened it, and he's like looking at it, and he's like, "What is this?" And then I handed him an envelope with a little COA in it, and I gave it to him. I'm like, "Just read that." And he read it, and he like started like almost tearing up. He was flipping out. He couldn't believe it. It was cool.
That's awesome.
Started in this stuff, man.
Yeah, and now I go broke. I can spend paychecks on all kinds of stuff I don't need.
It's easy to do.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to sell everything off now because I put so much money into it over the course of like a decade plus, you know.
Hey, any other gangster stuff you got? I might be interested in. Hit up Ross.
There you go.
I'm definitely looking.
He's got you. Well, I know now, like when you're like, oh yeah, you know, I'll get something from you now. You're like, I got to go to the storage unit and dig it out. Like you have that much stuff.
Yeah, well, I have some stuff like in a different state than I have everything else here, but I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big totes, and then probably like 4 boxes and 4 smaller totes, and then some stuff. So it's crazy. But
At this point, do you hold on to anything and collect anything yourself, or are you just like, I just got to get rid of everything?
no, not really. No, not that I can really think of. There's not nothing that I wouldn't sell. I mean, there's some stuff that I would price way higher than it's
Right.
worth just because I wouldn't want to sell it. But if you want to pay that amount, then I'll go buy like 3 more and then keep some money. But no, not that I can really think of. Like I'd sell anything really at this point. I really have no attachment to anything any anymore that I can really think of. I mean, at one point I said that I would never sell my Iraq Pripke letter, which was like one of the last living Nazi war criminals that wrote me back, and like 2-3 months later he dies. But now I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I've had it for 6-7 years now. But
Right. See, I get that. Like, I still hold on to some things, but I notice I'm not collecting, you know, as much as I used to back in the day. It's like if I see something every now and then that comes along, cool, but I don't go, you know, searching or whatnot.
yeah, I really don't go out searching for anything. I mean, I saw something today that I really want, but it was like a letter that was written to Jeffrey Dahmer from Robert Ressler, and I was like, man, that I would love to have that because I love Robert Ressler and Mindhunter and all them. Plus, he's dead now. But
Yeah, I feel that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get here. I gotta.
Sure, just want to say hi.
Wanted to say hey, and thanks for the ashes.
oh
And,
yeah, well it was good meeting you, and hopefully one day we could meet in person.
That'd be great. I'd get a kick out of that. That'd be fun. And like I said, if you're looking to get rid of anything else, hit up Ross, or he'll tell you how to get a hold of me. One of the two, and maybe we can do some business.
There you go.
All right, cool, sounds good.
Yep.
Cool, bro. Yeah. When you doing that? Oh, so is it gonna go over you? He's doing They got a little remote control Evil Knievel. Oh, so it's a wind up, the old one, the classic wind up Evil Knievel. That's what it is. But they made a ramp, and in a little bit they're gonna set it up and jump Shorty.
Really? So does he get around like on crutches the entire time then?
No, just like he does now. He's just
Oh wow, okay.
yeah. He just walks on his hands, and then in the show he'll walk on. Well, there's glass, and they set the glass on fire, and then he'll walk on his hands.
That's crazy.
They put up videos and also tour dates and all that at hellzapoppin.com. I do want to say, if y'all want to check out the merch and the tour dates, we're on tour right now, hellzapoppin.com. You see photos of all the performers, the stuff we do.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I've always wondered. I've always had so many scientific questions when it comes to like that because you know, I mean, how can somebody with half a body, live? Like it's always just baffled me. I mean, so many like, sideshow like people over the past like couple hundred years too, like Siamese twins and everything is just kind of like mind blowing to me.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's so Shorty's what we would call like an anatomical wonder, where he's born a different way, and that's he's a what we would call the real like circus freak. And then you got guys like me who I would be a working act where I just perform stunts, crazy stunts that you still don't see every day, but it is a lot of physics and human anatomy. We all study human anatomy and physics and science, and that's how we're all able to do a lot of the things we do.
So do you go out with everybody a lot, like in public and stuff?
Yeah, we're a family, man. When I'm on the road with these guys, 8 months out of the year, so I spend more time with them and birthdays and holidays than I do my own family back home. So we go out, we have family dinners, we have family meetings, we go to the zoo, we go to amusement parks. We do the family thing, especially days off. We'll go hiking, we camp. We're a family. Yeah, we go out. We try to do a lot of things together. It is nice, we all do our own thing too, get a break, but we are a family unit. We try to keep each other company and support each other, and yeah.
Do you
We
catch
go
a
out
lot
quite.
of people staring, out in public?
Yes, we get a lot of stares. Just because, in general, not only we got like Shorty, and when we're with Lizard Man, of course, he'll come out on tours with us as well. He's our brother, so when we got those guys with us, we do get stares. But a lot of the performers in general, we're alternative. We dress a little different, so we tend to get stares. Yeah, but we're used to it. It's cool.
Yeah,
What can you do?
yeah.
People are curious. That's why we do what we do. People are curious.
Yeah, true. So going back to magic a little bit, what is your favorite part of it, as well as favorite part of performing sideshow?
Sure. Well, I love performing for people. Let's see. They're doing the motorcycle. Oh, that it's a motorcycle. It's always a good time, man. Everywhere we go, there's always something going on. So magic for me and sideshow both. I love performing. I produced for television. I've consulted for television. I've lectured. I've invented stuff for magicians and worked with other magicians and sideshow performers. I've done TV myself. As you've seen me on TV and stuff myself. But for me, the best part about magic and sideshow is the real audience. When I have a real audience, or real spectators, and I can perform for them and get their reaction. That's what's. Let me see if we can get this music turned down. Shorty. Hold on, they're about to do the stunt. We'll watch them do the stunt, and then we'll get this music turned down. Hold up.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, we'll get it. Shorty, can we get the music down? He's gonna get the music for us.
Okay,
We're in such a routine that even though I told them I'm doing this, they still forget that I'm doing this. They had all the lights off and music playing when I started. So turn the music on. He just went to take care of it. All right, that's better. So, yeah, for me, it's performing for real people. I get the real reaction. So I get to feel and play off their energy and their emotions, especially when I do my close-up magic. Is that? That being said, I still love, I love helping other performers. I do lecture. I do travel lecturing and teaching magic and sideshow to other performers, which I really enjoy, especially when I see them do something with it. That's always a good feeling to see that they actually took what you taught them and did something with it. Producing is always fun when you work on a television, you know, something for another performer doing something on TV, and then you actually see them do it and it comes to fruition. That's always good to see too. So I enjoy many elements of it, but for me, my passion is performing.
What's your like favorite thing when it comes to doing sideshow? Is it like the sword swallowing or fire breathing or getting like pins and needles?
I do so much in Sideshow now. I've been doing Sideshow many years. I learned so much. For me, I do an act called gavage. It's a feeding tube stunt where I take 7 foot of tubing in my nose down to my stomach, and we pump me with beer and Pepto and Hershey's and ketchup, and we pump it down into me, and then we extract it all back out of me, and it's this full thing. And for me, it was one of the coolest things I've seen. I seen another performer do it named Matt Crowley back in the 90s. He would do it. Matt the Tube Crowley would do it. And I wanted to do it for years. So through all this other stuff I was doing and learning, like gavage, that's what it's called, was always in the back of my mind. I'm like, one day I'll do gavage. So I when it came time, I reached out to Matt, who gave me his blessing. He said, I would love if you did it. Not only did he give me his blessing to perform it 30 years later, it's been 30 years since he did it, gave me his blessing to do it, but he also helped my fabricator build the prop, and he also helped me every step of the way learning it. And it was by far the hardest thing I've ever learned. It took me months of everyday practice. It's the hardest stunt I've learned. And I think for me, that's my favorite stunt right now is my gavage act, or Matt the Tube Crowley's gavage act, the feeding tube act, just because I put so much into it. And it was the one thing I put off for years, and I'm finally doing it. And I love that I'm finally doing it. I think I've done it like 60 times now. I think about 60 performances in. Oh, they're doing the motorcycle again. Okay, here we go. They're gonna jump Shorty now. You guys got to see this. Let me see. You guys are gonna want to see this here. See, y'all see this.
Shorty, you sure you're good with this, man? Yeah, I trust you. I think we're okay. All right. You scared? I'm very scared. Okay. Perfect.
I'm good to go, Cap. I'm ready, Cap. Let's do it.
All right.
All right.
Here we go. We gotta redo it. We missed. We'll get it. This is what we do, man. It's just every day it's something. We always come up with ideas, and we're always pranking too. It's a frat house on wheels, really. So we're always pranking and coming up with funny stuff. Oh, we're gonna try it again. You guys want? Here, we'll try it again. We'll try this again.
Rev it up.
I'm glad you guys got to witness that. That was history right there.
Has there ever been any type of like accidents or incidents, you know, whether you've been involved in or anybody else there, whether it's like swallowing a sword gone wrong or getting burnt up or like sawing someone in half where they actually get sawed in half or something?
Every night something happens to somebody, whether it's small or big, something happens. So like Shorty, when he's walking on the glass with his bare hands, he'll get cut. It's glass. He'll get cut occasionally and he'll get a bleeder. Me with the needles, sometimes I'll hit a vein or something I'm not supposed to, so I'll be bleeding. And then we've had Shorty was actually doing his walking stunt. We put the glass on a table and he was up doing it and the whole table collapsed and he went down with it. That was wild. And so we try to practice and warm up and be as cautious as we can. But doing the stuff we do, a lot of things do happen, you know, especially when we do it night after night after night after night after night. The more you do it, the more chance there is something's going to go bad. Of course, the fire eaters, anytime there's fire, you're going to get blisters on your lips, things like that. So you just never know what's going to happen. But yeah, we get some bruises and scars for sure, man.
Has there ever been like a fatal accident since you've been there?
Fatal? No, nothing fatal. Nothing fatal since I've been here. No, nothing that extreme. I think the scariest was Shorty's table falling. We still reference it when we're going over our safety meetings and whatnot. So, and that's probably the scariest. It's probably a 4-foot table. I mean, it was a high table and totally collapsed with glass and fire and Shorty, and it was bad, dude.
So do you guys have like a code word if something goes wrong, or if like you guys are on the ground like bleeding or something, for them to come and get you? Or
we have a code word for if there's a disgruntled someone in the audience that's giving us a hard time that we need gone. We do have code words for that. But no, we all watch each other. We're all on fire safety. We're all on, you know, we're our own paramedics. So we're all trained in CPR and fire and all that stuff. So we all lend a hand when watching each other's stunts. We're all eyes and ears. And if anything goes wrong, we tend to be the ones that tend to everybody. Sometimes, you know, like if I come off stage covered in blood after like the needle thing, you know, they're all running to me asking if I need first aid or stitches or if I need anything, you know, like that. So we all look after each other.
So do you have to take any type of like special type of health insurance out, or life insurance, since you're performing like death defying acts every day?
Yes, we are required per our contract to provide we have to have health insurance and life insurance. Yeah, that is correct. So we all have life and health insurance. Yep.
So tell me a little bit more about the Hellzapoppin freak show that you're a part of. Does it have anything to do with the movie from like the 1930s or 40s?
So as far as inspiration,
yeah, or anything in general.
Yeah. So the Hellzapoppin, yes, the whole theme of the show, including the name, is based off the musical from years ago. Yeah. So there's a lot of classic movie inspiration, including Todd Browning's Freaks. Johnny Eck was one of the stars in Todd Browning's Freaks, and Shorty, you know, looks up to the Johnny Eck legend. So for him, the movie Freaks was that, you know, inspiration for him. And then yes, Hellzapoppin. As far as the slapstick and just the good feel of the movie, slapstick circus feel. That's why Boss Man adapted the name Hellzapoppin and brought it to a touring show. Yep. In fact, our theme song is the theme from the movie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I know you talked a little bit about it, but what's the hardest act to perform? And is there anything that you refuse to perform, whether that be safety concerns or just not feeling comfortable doing so?
Sure. I mean, I try a lot of new things personally. I'll try a lot of new stunts. There's a lot of stunts, whether, you know, it's just, I don't think safety was ever an issue for me. It's like, it's not so much safety or being nervous. It's more, it's just not for me. You know, I've learned to, because, you know, when I first started, I wanted to learn everything and do everything. And then I realized you can't, you know, so I think the big, I think swords. When I started sword swallowing and doing swords, I realized real quick, like, I'm doing it because it's something I felt every sideshow performer should be able to do. But when it comes time to perform or put it in a show, I didn't feel it. And it just wasn't for me. I feel like there's other performers that do swords and they make it look really good. And they just make it look so much better than I would ever be able to make it look. And I realized like swords, and this is just an example, wasn't for me, you know? So I started doing more of the needles, more of the gavage, more of the shock stuff, you know, the stuff you don't really see a lot of, the more pain kind of stuff, the pain-proof, pain acts is what I started looking more toward. It's like the 7 foot of feeding tube, the needles, stuff with my eyelids, things like that. That's what I started going more toward. Glass eating, fire, things like that. So that was just one example, but there's a lot of different things I've tried, and I'm like, this just isn't for me, man. Same with magic too. There's a lot of, you know, card tricks or just things that are really cool, and I spent so much time practicing them, and I'm like, this just isn't my style, my character style. This isn't for me, you know. So I let others do it.
You just wanted to be like more extreme in the magic or sideshow, whatever, like go above and beyond, like walking on ropes or this and that, just kind of push the limits.
Right. I wanted to be me. I wanted to do things that fit my persona, my character on stage, which is still me. I don't change too much, but it just, some things just, I wasn't feeling them, you know, like it just wasn't, my heart wasn't in them. You know, I was just doing it because I thought I should, not because I wanted to. And then I started finding things. I'm like, I want to do that. I actually want to do that. I actually want to learn that. And that's where I started having more of a passion for said stunts.
Have you ever done anything like Houdini used to do, like getting out of you know, straight jackets or handcuffs or being submerged in water or anything and getting out of
Straight jacket. Yep, I did straight jacket escapes. That was another one. I did straight jacket escapes. I could, you know, escape from the gimmicked ones. Obviously, anyone can. But then I started learning how to escape from real ones as well that weren't gimmicked in any way. And after so much time doing that, that was one of them where I was like, this just isn't for me. It doesn't fit what I want to be or do. So but I've done straight jacket. I've never done any of the water torture stuff. I've never done any of the barrel escapes, handcuff escapes. Now I could pick handcuffs. I could pick locks. I just never put it into a show, into any of the stunts or acts.
Hmm. So is there anything that you'd like to add before we wrap this up?
As far as
Anything in general, like is there anything else you would like to say or mention or, you know, anything?
sure, man. I mean, I think my biggest thing too, like I mentioned earlier, is we're out on tour right now. If you guys want to come see the largest and what I consider the greatest touring freak show, the Hellzapoppin Circus Sideshow, check hellzapoppin.com. We'll have all the tour dates there. We got some pretty cool merch there. We got information on all the performers. Right now, we are on a U.S. tour. We'll be on a U.S. tour until October. And what are we in, July right now? So from July to October still, we're going to be touring. So if you guys want to come catch a show, check out hellzapoppin.com. And that is my life right now. That's all I got going on.